Yes, it is that time of year again. Time to get together all your tax information and file your personal income tax returns. Well, today, Vincent J. Russo is here with another In the Legal Know and a look at some of the common mistakes that we all, or many of us, unfortunately, will make on, our returns that will cost you money. Vincent, save us some money.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really interesting to me. These common mistakes are listed on the IRS website. So they actually listed 9 common mistakes that taxpayers make. And you're right, it costs them money. So if you want to make a gift to the government, you can make a mistake, right? But I don't think anyone really wants to do that. So I kind of break it up into 3 categories of mistakes. And so the first is a lack of attention to detail. So really important that don't rush to the finish line. Make sure you're paying attention to the information that you gather and the information you have to put on the return. Failure to report, that's missing information. And so it's really important that your return be complete and not have missing information. And then errors in judgment, where you've decided you're entitled to a credit and you don't meet the qualifications. So those kind of mistakes can be costly as well.
And these are the mistakes the IRS is seeing. That's what's so, I love that fact. They are seeing this. And we are, 7.5 weeks out. So this is so important for everybody to hear this now. You broke it down into 9 common mistakes. You want to start with the first 3?
They got their top 9, the IRS. All right, the first one is filing too early. And so people who are entitled to a refund want to file as quickly as possible. And if you are going to owe taxes, you should file just around the deadline, which is April 15th. But often people will they feel pressured and they want to get that return filed as soon as possible, but they don't have all the correct information yet. They didn't get all their 1099s. Or they moved too quickly because they wanted to get that return filed as quickly as possible. So that leads to mistakes. So that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is missing or inaccurate Social Security number. So we are all uniquely identified with our Social Security number. So you put the wrong number on that tax return, it is going to create havoc because the IRS will not connect you to the return, and that could lead to delays in processing the return. So really important.
I'm going to say so easy to just get one number wrong. That's a check, double check, triple check the Social Security number.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Number 3, misspelled names. So take your name from the Social Security card and make sure that's the name on your tax return. They need to match up. Suffixes, prefixes, really important, hyphens, whatever is on the card, make sure it's on the return. If there's a difference, the IRS could kick it out, and then that could create delays and could cause problems, because in a delay situation, if it ends up that you owed more taxes, then you're going to be subject to penalties for not paying the tax on time.
Okay.
So that's another costly mistake.
Exactly.
All right, so those are the first 3.
Okay. Let's move on to this. 4, 5, and 6.
All right, number 4, entering information inaccurately. So this is where you get your W-2, your 1099 information, and you need to take that information and carefully make sure it's on the return. So I love what you said. Check, double check, triple check. That's really what people need to do. Just make sure that you've checked it more than once, that information you're moving over is correct.
And you can take your time right now because this is early in the season. So that's why I'm so happy you're doing this now. Okay, the next mistake?
The next one is incorrect filing status. So there are 5 filing statuses: single, married filing jointly, married filing separately, head of household, and qualifying surviving spouse. Different tax rates depending on your filing status. So if you put the wrong filing status, you check the box for the wrong filing status, that's going to change the tax calculation, and you could end up owing money with penalties because you made a mistake in choosing your filing status. Now, the IRS has a lot of tools on their website that can help you choose your filing status. There's a chart that will ask you a question and then tell you where you land on the filing status.
And that can change from year to year to year, so make sure you got that one right.
That's correct.
Here's one that, I worry about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Math mistakes. Yes. So adding, subtracting, any calculations that have to be done to put a number on the return. So here where spreadsheets can be helpful, like an Excel chart, where it'll do the math for you. Calculator can be helpful. And if you're filing electronically through a service, they're going to do the math calculations in large part. So that's the most common mistake.
Okay.
Math errors.
Yeah, that's the one I fear.
Yeah.
That's why I majored in journalism. Okay. Let's go to mistake 7, 8, and 9.
And I did not major in journalism.
Yeah,
I like numbers.
You and I together, we'd be a good team.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we are a good team.
We are a good team.
All right, number 7, figuring credits and deductions. This is another crucial situation. This is the most tedious because you got to have all your documentation, and you do have to look at the qualifying rules like earned income tax credit, the child and dependent care credit, the child tax credit, the recovery rebate credit. These all have qualification requirements. So you got to do your homework and follow it carefully. Make sure you're not asking for a credit you're not entitled to, because then you're going to owe taxes with a possible penalty, or make sure you're getting a credit that you're entitled to.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really important. That's a tedious one, where if you're not sure what you're doing, hire a tax professional, one of the preparing services. Let's go to 8, incorrect bank account numbers. This is where you are going to look for a refund, and it's direct deposit. That's the way to go, direct deposit. That'll be the quickest way to get a refund. You put the wrong routing number or account number, someone else may get your refund,
Wow, yeah.
or it'll kick out and be delayed. Months of delay. So direct deposit, you can get your refund very quickly. You do it by regular mail. That could take months, so it's a good idea. Make sure you check the bank account number and the routing number. Be really careful.
Those numbers are long, so check it. Yes. Okay. This one surprises. Well, sort of surprises me.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Unsigned return.
Yeah.
It's not valid when it's sent. Where the mistake often occurs are married couples. One spouse signs the return and thinks they're signing for both.
Okay.
Both spouses have to sign.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Really.
thought, do a lot of people not sign now, I realize.
And if you're using a service and they're electronically filing, then you're going to digitally sign it when you send it in, so you'll be covered.
Okay, so there's the 9. Any quick additional tips for anybody?
Real quick. One is the IRS has an interactive tax assistant online. All right? It's at irs.gov/help/ITA. There is a lot of good information that helps you make the calculations and see if you qualify for certain deductions. Also, a good number of taxpayers can qualify for a free tax filing. If their income, for example, is under $84,000 and they meet certain requirements, they can file. The IRS has made a deal with 8 private vendors where you can file for free.
Okay.
And then there's direct filing for free with the IRS in 25 states, including New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, where if you meet the requirements, you can file directly online and not have to pay.
Okay, that's great. And again, I'm so happy you're here because, yes, the deadline is, as always, Tuesday, April 15th. So start the work now. Thank you,
That's right.
Vincent.
My pleasure.
We will see you soon.